guys? Coach Justin Minchie with GetHandled.com. Got an in-depth basketball answer for you today. This question is from Aaron Jaros. He left it on the last or second to last basketball answers video, the quick shot one where I did a whole bunch of them. His question though, he says, "Hey coach, it's me again. Thank you so much for the answer to my question," because I answered one of his previous questions. He says, "Got another here for you. This time is about playing with different players. I play on two different teams with multiple different players with different playing styles. My favorite big guy to play with is a 6'5", and he knows when to roll off the pick and roll, and he does a good job reading the defense. The other big guys, they don't always do that, and I end up getting contained in the pick and roll and throwing it out to him at the three-point line where they won't shoot it is the only option. Is there a communication key, or am I dribbling off the pick and roll wrong? Also, I was wondering what to do when you drive baseline because I always get stuck going baseline. My coach says that playing with other players and them not cutting has something to do with it, but I feel like I'm missing something. Again, thanks and glad you noticed my help. I just want to do whatever I can to help those that need it because I've been in the situation where ... and then he must have continued somewhere else, but I don't see where that was. But anyways, so first of all, pick and roll communication. You're going to want to definitely talk to your big guys. I mean, if there's a communication issue, a lot of it, it sounds like you're trying to worry about that like in the middle of the game, and you just want them to kind of, figure it out as the play is happening, as far as like, you moving a certain way or changing it, or them, getting the idea of what to do. And you could definitely cue that, maybe with some hand motions or just using your eyes to kind of tell the big guy like, hey, go this way. If you want them to cut off the pick and roll off the pick and roll versus staying up top. Now, another thing though you want to keep in mind is, like I was saying, don't just necessarily rely on them to know that during the middle of the play. Talk to them off the court before, so hey, let's try to do this because I can find you for the, if you cut for an easy open shot, and if they both come with you, both my defender and your defender, then I got an easy shot, and that gives us both options because the next time they're going to probably both kind of jump out of me, and now you'll get it next play. So show them the benefit of them cutting. It's pretty simple. There's human psychology. You want to do what's going to benefit you, right? So talk to your teammates, the big guys that you want to roll or do whatever it is that you want them to do, and communicate with them before the play happens or off the court in between. And then don't just leave it at that. If something happens, where they do roll and the play works out great, give them a pat on the back, high five, say, hey, great. So that gives them that reinforcement to do it again. And then, if they're not doing it, just say, hey, remember to look for that because I'm going to get you that open shot or whatever the case may be. So, that's going to be very important. And then, again, doing it both on the court and off the court, both ways. So that's going to be something that can definitely help with that. And then other than that, yeah, it's just, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and they're not making that read and they're just staying up top off the pick, from there, it's up to you to kind of read the defense and see if you have the ability to beat them. Because if your big guy's staying up top, that means that his big guy is also, the guy guarding him is probably staying up top with him. That means if you drive, there's probably one less big guy in the paint to try to block your shot. So that's a good opportunity for you to kind of get into the paint and see what you can do from there. Now, again, if your big guy is staying out top, you don't have that option necessarily to give him the ball because he's if you pass it to him, he's probably not going to hit a three because most big guys aren't good three-point shooters. So again, get into the lane a little bit, and then, if you have the opportunity to get to the basket, go for it. Otherwise, just kind of get about 15 feet in and then protect your dribble and just chill out for a dribble or two and kind of see what your options are and see what develops. Don't necessarily rush into it too quickly. That's something that Chris Paul is really good at doing. As far as your other part of your question, going baseline, getting stuck. Again, it's going to come down to reads, but the main thing you want to keep in mind is with the baseline is a lot of times it depends on the defender, but if they don't get their foot on the baseline, if this is the baseline and they don't get their foot all the way right to it, a lot of times guys will let you sneak past them on that baseline. I know when I was in high school, like that was one of my coach's pet peeves. He hated when people would get beat baseline because they didn't put their foot on that baseline, but a lot of players won't do that. So, a lot of times you can kind of do like a lot of NBA players do this. Chris Paul kind of got his ankles broken, and I had a video on it. A lot of people debated on it by Steph Curry because he stepped on his foot, but he was kind of off balance before that. But anyway, back to the point. A lot of NBA players will do this thing where they'll come baseline or they'll get a rebound and they'll start dribbling out to the perimeter along the baseline, right? and they'll come out to about the, like they're going out to the 3-point line, and then all of a sudden, boom, they'll turn right back around and go right to the basket. That might be an option for you. So maybe drive baseline, retreat, and act like you're about to drive out to the 3-point line. And then depending which side of you that the defender is kind of trailing you on, maybe you can beat him baseline or a little bit more towards the center of the court, coming towards the middle of the hoop. So that's a simple option that you can do to just kind of, give yourself an unpredictable way of setting up your ability to get in for another drive. And again, if they're not, following you tight as you're going up to the 3-point line, then boom, you got a nice easy 3-point shot. So either way, they're kind of losing out on that. So that's one real simple thing you can do. And then another thing to keep in mind is if you beat your guy baseline and they stay with you, right? They kind of keep trailing with you, and you can't get that easy layup, even though you're kind of like moving past them or they're kind of side by side with you, but you know that they'll be able to block your shot. Don't feel like you have to shoot. A lot of players, when they come baseline, as soon as they get next to that hoop, they feel like they have to throw a shot up. Steve Nash is a master, or was a master, I should say. Chris Paul, a lot of the best point guards were masters of when they would come baseline, they would just keep their dribble going and kind of curl around and see what options they have available to them. Because a lot of times if you dribble baseline and you come to the hoop and then you get past the hoop, a lot of times you'll get cutting big men that are wide open that you can get easy assists for, because you're going to draw a lot of the defense in. Not just your guys going to be with you, but a lot of times once you start getting close to that hoop, other guys are going to come in to help, give help defense on you. And now you're going to have a player that's probably going to be open, whether it's a cutting big man or someone out on the 3-point line. So just, keep your options available and your eyes up and see the whole court and see what options you have available from there. So there's a bunch of different things you can do coming from the baseline. Hopefully these are going to help you out quite a bit. If this did help you out, make sure you hit that like button for me. Subscribe to catch the newest tips, tutorials, drills, basketball answers, and all that. Leave a comment down below if you got any questions you guys want answered. That's the place to leave it. That's where I'm, just basically going through these lists and getting to as many as I can. Sometimes I'm doing these longer ones like this, and sometimes I'm going to do some more of the quick shot ones where I'm just going to do like, 2 to 3 minutes per answer or less, and just getting as many as I can in between 20 to an hour, 20 minutes to an hour, as far as, how much time I'm going to spend on it. Just depends on how much time I got to answer the questions for you guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. And also, if you haven't yet, head over to gethandled.com. Just click this link right here, top right-hand corner of the screen. Pop in your email, and I'll send it to you for free. It's already helped thousands of players in as little as 10 minutes improve their entire game, especially their handles, their athleticism, and their explosiveness. And it's probably going to help you too. So make sure you click that, pop in your email to get that. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Let's stay on our grind.